Easter Island is one of the most remote inhabited islands on Earth, located over 2,000 miles off the coast of Chile in the southeastern Pacific Ocean. This small island is world famous for its nearly 1,000 massive stone statues, which have fascinated historians, archaeologists, and travelers for centuries. But the true history of Easter Island goes far beyond the statues. It's a story of exploration, ingenuity, mystery, ecological transformation, and resilience. The early settlers of the island arrived around 800 to 1200 AD, navigating thousands of miles of open ocean using only the stars, currents, and bird movements. Once they landed, they developed a unique and complex society on the island, adapting to its isolated environment. The most iconic achievement of its people, without a doubt, the statues. Carved from volcanic tuff found in the local quarry, they were created to honor important ancestors, chiefs, and spiritual leaders. Each statue could weigh up to 80 tons and stand over 30 feet tall, although most are smaller. The heads, which appear disproportionately large compared to their bodies, were a stylistic choice representing power and authority. Transferring them from the quarry to various ceremonial platforms around the island was an enormous task, one that researchers still debate today. Some theories suggest the statues were rolled on logs, while others propose they were walked upright by teams using ropes and a rocking motion. This monumental statue building period peaked between 1200 and 1500 AD, during which the society flourished, divided into clans, each controlling a portion of land and contributing to the cultural richness of the island. However, by the 1600s, the island began facing serious ecological strain. The deforestation of the island, likely due to overuse of timber for transporting statues, building canoes, and clearing land for agriculture, led to the collapse of the island's palm forest. With trees gone, soil erosion increased, agriculture declined, and the islanders could no longer build large seafaring canoes to fish the open ocean. This environmental degradation contributed to the decline of the building era and possibly intensified internal conflict. By the time European explorers arrived, the civilization had undergone major changes. On Easter Sunday in 1722, Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen became the first European to set foot on the island, naming it Easter Island in honor of the day. At that time, the island's population had declined significantly, and many of the statues had already been toppled, likely during internal conflicts between rival clans. Later European visits, especially by Spanish, French, and British explorers, introduced new diseases that devastated the local population. In the 19th century, things got even worse. Peruvian slave raids in the 1860s kidnapped a significant portion of the island's population, including its leaders and those who held sacred cultural knowledge. The few who survived and returned brought smallpox with them, causing further tragedy. By the late 1800s, Christian missionaries had converted much of the population, and many traditional customs, language elements, and spiritual beliefs began to disappear. The island was annexed by Chile in 1888 and remains a special territory of Chile to this day. Despite these hardships, the early settlers' culture never fully disappeared. In recent decades, there has been a cultural renaissance among the island's indigenous people, including a revival of the native language, traditional dances, and ceremonies. Modern archaeological research has helped piece together the island's complex past. For example, it's now understood that the people adapted to their changing environment in creative ways. The image of Easter Island as a cautionary tale of environmental collapse has been debated in recent years. While the island's deforestation was real and impactful, many scholars now argue that its people showed remarkable resilience and that their society did not collapse in a simple or sudden way. Instead, their story is one of adaptation, survival, and cultural strength in the face of immense challenges. The statues themselves continue to capture the world's imagination. Most of the statues face inland, watching over their villages, with only a few facing the ocean. Some statues were topped with red stone hats, and a few even had coral eyes with stone pupils, adding a striking human element to these stone giants. Today, Easter Island is a World Heritage Site, and much of the island is protected with a national park. Tourism is a vital part of the island's economy, but the people continue to grapple with issues of cultural preservation, land rights, and environmental sustainability. The legacy of Easter Island is not just about giant statues or environmental lessons. It's about the people who, despite isolation and immense hardship, maintained a rich cultural identity that still thrives today. Their story challenges us to look deeper, to move beyond the myths and marvels, and to appreciate the depth and complexity of one of the most unique civilizations in human history. Easter Island may be small, but its story echoes across oceans and centuries, reminding us of the power of human creativity, endurance, and connection to the land. Follow for daily history stories.